team of Kalyani, Mandira, Jayanti, and Alpana, and the chief guest of today's episode, past International Director and Sangeeta Jatia, and of course, all our presenters today, Jyoti, Abhi, Anand Kumari, Alpana, Padmavati, and of course, all you participants for this second episode of achiEVErs. Welcome to a world of knowledge, a world of giving, a world of enriching. Welcome to the series with a difference. Let me tell you the hard work that has been put in by Jyoti Mehta and her team for last more than 2 months. Last we met in Hyderabad where this program was conceived, and later from that time onwards till today, Jyoti has been working very hard along with her team in not only designing this program, but also trying to see that the program is delivered in the best possible manner. Of course, with the help of Lan Nagaraju, Lan Anand Mehta, Lan Deepak Chaudhary, and all the team, this program has been really conceived very well. All of you are aware that last 20th we inaugurated this series in presence of second International Vice President, Lan Patty Hill, and we remember the words of wisdom that she parted in that particular event. And today, we are fortunate to have past International Director and Sangeeta Jatia with us as the chief guest. Of course, as the words of prelude, Lan Jayanti has already done my job very easy. She has given you the background of the program, all the details of the program, and I'm sure all of you are now set to really listen to the words of wisdom from great presenters. Just one line I would like to tell you. It was in Hyderabad, we had invited one of the curator of the TED speakers, and he gave a thought that it is not necessary to have long speeches of hours and hours and which could really make an impact. He said that to make a real impact of any subject, 18 minutes is sufficient. And that is what is the time which is allotted to the TED speakers when they come on the platform and deliver their presentation. Taking a thought from that, it was designed that we will have the first curated program presented today, wherein the speakers are going to impact you just in 11 minutes. You can imagine. We have been hearing speakers speaking for hours, hours and hours. And still, at the end of the day, we thought that we have heard good words, we have heard good speech. But what did we hear? We most of the times forget. But let me tell you, the presenters today in 11 minutes, they are going to shake your minds and they are going to deliver, I would say, a beautiful knowledge of their respective subject. And I'm sure these subjects will be remembered for a very, very long time. My compliments to all the speakers for the hard work that they have done. And in 11 minutes, I'm also looking forward to listening what could be really done. With this, I wish all the speakers a great time and all the participants a feast of knowledge that is going to come up. And I'm sure, thank you for your response to this program. And this series will go on. We still have 3 more episodes to go. With these few words, I hand over to Jyoti, the platform.
Thank you, sir. I take the control. Yeah. Now it's time to introduce the speaker, means the chief guest of our day. The well-known person, a strong woman.
We've already taken 12 minutes. Yeah. We've already taken 12 minutes. Let me start. Let me talk. It's okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Kalyani ji. Yeah. Good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. And I'm so happy to join you in this episode where we are talking of a very different way of doing things. Different way because we are talking of making an impact. Impact by getting maybe a specific gender to do the speaking. Is it because we don't get an opportunity otherwise? I don't think so anymore. The world is completely changed. And today opportunities are there. Because I believe totally that gender balance is not a women's issue. It is not something which only concerns women. It concerns society. It's a social issue. It's a cultural issue. And most importantly, it's an economic issue. If we do not have gender balance, everything goes haywire. And today in our organization, this is also what we felt. And this was felt very strongly not couple of years ago, when our international president was Dr. Wing Kung Tam. And he thought that we've got to get this balance. We've got to strike that balance if we really want to make this organization absolutely contemporary. And with that started the focus on getting more women into this organization. Getting more women into the organization was very easy at first, because all that you had to do is, most of the men had to just look, or without even asking, they would sign up their spouses as members. But that was not exactly what we were looking for. What we were looking for was a total new market, a total new group or set of people who would come and join us, so that they would be able to get new ideas. Not that the spouses didn't have good ideas. We have a fantastic example of Jyoti Toshniwal sitting right here. So it's not as if they did not have the answers, but they were coming into the mainstream. And when they came into the mainstream, this organization totally changed its color. It not only changed its color, did not become vibrant only, but what happened was the way we were doing things also started changing. Gradually, our service programs underwent a change. The way we communicate went a change. The way we were leading underwent a change. The kind of, the passion also changed in this organization. What we saw was women were becoming members, but unfortunately, when it come to take up some leadership positions, they were still shying away. And when they were shying away, the entire, the purpose of getting them into the organization wasn't being met at all, because they were there, they were doing the service all right. But when it came to taking up leadership position, they just kept away. And because they kept away, we could not have the kind of impact that we were hoping to achieve. So came different programs. Over the years, since then, we've had, international family and women groups working together. We've had, of course, the New Voices program, which I believe is definitely what New Voices program also aimed at. It aimed at giving women a confidence, giving them the platform so that they could come and express their views. And today, that's exactly what achiEVErs is doing, is giving those who probably would, some who've got an opportunity, but those who probably would not have got an opportunity otherwise, giving them a platform so that they can come and exhibit their skills. So this is a fantastic initiative which is extremely close to my heart. And I was very happy to join your inaugural session, where we heard our international second vice president, third vice president now, Dr. Patty, second vice president, Dr. Patty Hill, speak to us. And exactly what she said, we've got to take charge. We've got to believe in ourselves, because the moment we start believing in ourselves, we can make the difference. And very slowly, gradually, we will be able to kind of obliterate this bias, this, the divide that exists still in our minds. It's more in our minds than actually in our working. We have this divide, men on one side, women on the other, and we kind of always have this tussle. Over the years, this tussle has kind of become very friendly. And gradually, we also see women coming into leadership positions, but not as much as we would like to. And why? Why is that happening? I don't believe, sometimes people tell me, it's because of the politics, ma'am. That's why we can't come in. Oh, come on. Women can do better politics than anybody can. Don't you agree? We can do. We run our homes, so we know exactly what politics means. So it's not as if we aren't good politicians. That's why. It's a lot of hard work, ma'am. It costs a lot of money. If you have the will, any man sitting here can vouch that you can't stop a woman from spending where she wants to spend. Is it not right? They have that capability. What stops us back is we don't have faith in ourselves. We don't believe in ourselves. We believe somebody else is better than us. And that belief that we are not as good as we should be, or as not as good as the men are, that is something which pulls us back. That is where I would request you, don't think like that. I'm telling you, you are the best. You have that capability. You have the strength. You have the skills. All that you need to do is take that out, put it forth, and give it to the world. Because we shy away, by nature, we don't put up our hands. We don't say, okay, I'm ready to do that. If somebody says, if somebody's asked, and I've seen this very often in our organization, in our meetings, if somebody's asked, do you want to lead? The woman will first put her head down. Why? Because she doesn't want to meet eye to eye. She says, no, Baba, I hope so. Nobody asked me. We want to stay away from the limelight. We shy away from taking responsibility. And because we shy away from taking responsibility, that is the reason we cannot climb up that leadership ladder. So the first thing that we need to do is break those biases which are nowhere else but in our own minds. Nobody is going to stop you. I've also heard this comment very, very often. You can do it, ma'am. In our family, it is not allowed. And I've often said, it's not about anybody's family. And nobody is going to stop you if you have the mind again. If you want to do something, everybody will stand beside you, I'm sure. And they will allow you to take ahead. I have not seen anybody stepping back because their family pressures were such. It is because we believe. It is the guilt in our minds. We've been kind of conditioned that family first, children first, then you can do something that your heart desires. I don't say that you leave your family, you leave your children, you leave your husband, or you leave your whoever stays with you, you leave them. No, I don't mean that. But if we work smartly, we can balance everything. And nobody needs to suffer. Nobody needs to suffer, and nobody and you. But the problem with us is we have that guilty conscience. Is it not? If you have a meeting today at 7 p.m., I am sure many of you have laid out dinner on your tables so that nobody complains that dinner wasn't ready on time because you had a program from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Yes. How many of you did that? I'm sure many of you did that. Now, why do we do this? Can you imagine any male in our society doing that? Never. And why do we do that? Because we are kind of conditioned, feel guilty, feel guilty. Nobody tells us to feel guilty, but we ourselves feel guilty. And the moment we stop feeling that guilt, it is going to be freedom for each one of us. Again, I'm not telling you revolt, not at all. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying revolt, but we can manage our time in a way that we can do just about everything. It's all about balancing. You needn't spend 7 hours or 8 hours on one thing, but if we have the time, that's what we say, work expands to fill up our time, right? And if we are focused, we can actually do just about everything. It's all about managing yourself. So the first thing I would like to tell you is have faith in yourself, believe in yourself. You have capability. Nobody is better than you. You are the best. Tell yourself this. And if you can do that, and if you can actually start believing it, of course, don't get, it's a very thin line between confidence and overconfidence. You don't get overconfident because that leads to arrogance. You can't do that. But if you are confident that you can do it, you can make that difference. Have faith in yourself, have belief in yourself, and go ahead. The only barrier that's going to stand between you and success lies in your own head. Think about it. Dream big. Dream huge. And I'm sure our organization, and especially lionism in this part of the world, will take a totally different face, a different color, if today we can overcome those barriers and start making a difference in our clubs, in our districts, in our multiples. And I'm sure it will truly, truly make our organization even more stronger. Today, I'm really very happy. I always believe brevity is the soul of wit. This, if you have to give a lecture for 1 hour, it is very easy. You can go on talking, but if you got to speak for 10 minutes, you really got to prepare. And I've always shared this, that my toughest time was when I had to do an entire installation ceremony in 7 minutes of a district. And that was my most year. I spent hours and hours preparing, because after doing it, I had to keep cutting out words. That took so much time. Otherwise, doing an installation in 30 minutes is like this, right? If you got to do something in 11 minutes, I'm sure all of you really had to prepare. I wish you all the best. I look forward to listening to all of you, because I'm a true proponent. I'm really telling you, I truly believe in short is beautiful. And the less you say, the more of an impact you can make. Wish you all the best and see you soon, and wish this program, achiEVErs, all the best, all success. You are, after all, just another name for new voices. So wishing you all success, and thank you, Narendra ji, for this opportunity. And thank you, Jyoti ji, and the entire team for having me here.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. You are always the inspiration to the ladies like us, where by seeing you, we learned so much of things. And today's your speech is very inspiration and giving ideas and the way path to us, how we need to move. Thank you so much. Now, I take the privilege of introducing the first speaker of this day, a lady Trekker, who is a dentist from the district 3234D2, the first woman district governor of the district 3234D2. Yeah, LCIF graduate and a mentor for today's other 4 presenters, line Dr. Jyoti Toshniwal. Jyoti Toshniwal, the floor is yours for next 11 minutes.
Okay. Topic?
Yeah.
Hello. Good evening, ISAME. We are so fortunate. Hello.
Yeah.
No, please go ahead.
Yeah. You can just take the session on work-life integration, please.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening, ISAME. We are so fortunate to be the part of the most modern world, which brings to us numerous benefits, but at the same time, it affects our work-life balance, the concept which we are implementing since 1986. In present century, if you see in majority of the families, husband and wife, both the parents, they are working, tiptoeing their personal and professional life. The hustle and greed of big cities, the competitive world, and the era of excellence make this tiptoeing not just difficult, not just marathon, but makes your life like a hamster wheel. I think this may resonate many of us, especially working women. If you take a workplace today, you will find that we are the part of remote work culture world. The challenge of working across the globe, across the cultures and countries is high. The workplace is tremendously impacted by the globalization. The kind of odd working hours, workloads, the pressing deadlines, the diversity at the workplace, and the dominance of millennial generation, the generation which thinking, working, living, and expression style is totally different. And this makes the situation further complex. It disturbs mainly the productivity and the family life. And this reminds me, the present government policies of USA, you will find that work-family balance is at the top priority agenda, just next to the agenda of poverty. Friends, if you take business, industry, or a corporate world, the burning issue for them is how to improve the work culture so that the productivity enhances. They are making tremendous effort to find out the strategy to improve the work-life balance and the happiness of their workforce, so that helps retention. Friends, no wonder we can see the result that many multinational companies today, they have inbuilt gymnasium, sports area, meditation centers, and so on. On this background, in one of the interview, The Amazon CEO, Mr. Jeff Bezos, was asked what he thinks about work-life balance. And he says, the work-life balance phrase is misleading. The word balance has to be replaced by the word harmony, because work and family, they are the two sides of the same coin. And if any workplace able to create the positive vibes and energy during working hours, the person when he goes back home, he'll be better mother or a father, he'll be better husband or a wife, and better family member, and vice versa. Friends, yes, things are changing. In this decade, the phrase work-life balance is evolved to work-life integration. This new way forward trend is becoming more popular across the globe because of its finding beneficial. Friends, what is this work-life integration? It is the unifying your personal and professional life. It blends both the responsibilities and the tasks in such a way that they complement each other, create harmony, create flexibility and synergy, and importantly, removes the hard areas which you find in work-life balance. It is an holistic approach, unifying, synchronizing all the areas of your life, maybe work, family, relationships, health, your social life, your personal growth and passion. Friends, precisely if you ask me, I'll say it is nothing but creating and living into energy moments at any point of time. Well, how can one achieve this? And I suggest few tips here. First and foremost, have self-awareness. Identify your present style of work-life balance. See to it whether it's helping or needs some change like integration. Then have absolute clarity about your goals and purpose of your life. Then zoom out a big picture of your life and the daily routine, which is the key. Plan your daily schedule. Figure out all the responsibilities and the tasks of your personal and professional life. Divide them under 3 heads, whether it's important, not important, or urgent. Then prioritize these tasks. Again, rethink on 4 lines. That is, whether these tasks will generate energy or drain, whether it will help you to add time for your personal growth, whether it will help you to care and connect your family and friends for better, and importantly, whether it will help you to accomplish purpose of your life. Along with planning and prioritizing your daily schedule, update your time management skill at 4 areas: the effective technique, identifying time savers and wasters, adding value to the existing time, and exploring, creating the quality time for the cause. First, technique. And I quote here, the revolutionary leader, SpaceX man, Mr. Elon Musk, while integrating his work and life, he's giving 80% of his time for engineering and designing. How's possible? Because he's using a special technique of a time management, and that is time boxing. The same technique is used by former CEO of Microsoft, Bill Gates. I think one must explore and learn such techniques. Second, identifying time savers and wasters. And I quote, the social media game changer, Mr. Mark Zuckerberg. Majority of the time, you will find him in gray color t-shirts. And reason being, not spending time in selection of clothes, but saving time for his personal creativity. Third, adding value to your existing time. And I quote, my time management for pursuing my passions. Daily, I drive minimum 20 kilometers in the city like Pune and have walk in the evening for 1 hour. And both these times, my headphones are on, listening to the various motivational talk, video tips, books, their interviews, life studies, and so on, and the music. This helps me to connect, update, upscale, and importantly, be relevant to the present world. It helps me to research my topics for the trainings, which is my passion. And music helps me to pursue my passion of singing. Fourth, that is creating a quality time. And I quote, the leading investor of the world, Mr. Warren Buffett, he disconnects his smartphone to connect his personal and family life after 6 p.m. daily. Isn't it interesting? So friends, last but not the least, execute this design plan. Make necessary changes whenever and wherever you feel it. Remember, small changes on a daily basis will make a huge difference in your life. Remember, having work-life integration in life is beneficial, and that you can do it by prioritizing and planning your daily schedule with effective time management, which is the master key. It will help you create and live into energy moments at any point of time and take your life to the next level. It will help you to enhance your productivity, reduce your stress, improve your health, strengthen your relationships, have more time and enjoyment in your social life, and have more time for your personal growth, passions, and care. And importantly, you will able to give more time and resources back to the society, maybe from the platform of lionism. Well, friends, together this will improve the quality of your life. And this improved quality life will augment your efforts in making your life more happier, more satisfactory, and more meaningful, which you and me, all of us, we aim at. Let's have work-life integration in our life, maintain it with making efforts, and let's take action. Thank you, ISAME, for a patient hearing.
Thank you, Jyoti Toshnwalji. It's a need of the heart topic, and the way of changing the integration into the harmony definitely is going to help us. And you clearly explained about the purpose of the life and how the time boxing is going to help us in managing the time. Thank you so much. Now I welcome the second speaker of the day, PMJF line Api Shankari, who is currently working as a GMT coordinator of our district, 324A1. She is basically a psychotherapist, founder of Margadarsi Counseling and Training Center. She is also a Lions Quest trainer and NLP practitioner. I welcome you, Api Shankari. The next 11 minutes, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Kalyanji, and good evening to all my friends here. Emotional intelligence is in every walk of our life. Mahatma Gandhiji quoted this: emotional strength is the inner strength that makes us stronger and better in every walks of our life, as I said. How do you connect with people, right? Before going into that, I would like to share my experience with our district and with our clubs. As I was LCF DC last year, when I had an emotional connect with the club leaders and all the other clubs and the alliance leaders, I was amazed with the result. I motivated people and motivated the clubs to contribute towards LCAF. To my amazement, every club contributed towards LCAF, and I had my recognition received from the Lions Club International. Not only that, professionally too, with a lot of my clients, emotional intelligence worked. I had a lot of challenging clubs too, we were having a lot of they were not able to participate in the district functions. With the emotional connect I had with the club leaders, we were able to establish that, and most of the clubs participated in it. With all this here, now the question comes: how do we emotionally connect with people? Right? That's a question in each and everyone's mind. Very easy, because mostly how do we connect with people? One is from the place that we come from, right? The origin, where we are native place. Next, the education background or the professional background. Yes. Apart from all this, how do we connect with people? A smile. When we smile at people, when we talk to them, when we communicate with people, that reaches the heart. So there's an emotional connect. And apart from that, the eye contact. And when we listen to people, most of the time we only hear what people say, but do we really listen? Another example is, most of our clubs do a lot of projects with a lot of communities, but how many of us as a club leaders take an assessment what this community needs, what is their actual need. Do we have our projects that cater to the needs? This is again emotional connect here. Then the emotional connect, how else it can be formed, right? The appreciation of the people. Whenever you meet a person, there's something which will be in them, either the quality or the way they are talking to you. One sincere appreciation from us will definitely take us to have a greater emotional connect. The research says that women have a greater emotional intelligence. The reason is we build strong relationships. We have effective communications and presentations. All the decisions that we take in our life is definitely based on emotions, whether it's a good decision or not so good decision. All the decisions in whatever frame of mind we have is influenced greatly by emotional intelligence. Let me now share one activity energizes with all of you. Preferably take a left hand. Yeah, you see my hand here? And the little finger here. Down the little finger, just have to rub this area, just one line. Repeat after me. Even though I have this issue, let the issue be anger or the emotional outburst. Okay, let us take the anger. When we have anger, we can say this line. Even though I have anger in me, I heal and integrate that into me. Yeah, this one line. Once again, I repeat. Even though I have anger, I heal and integrate that into me. Okay. After rubbing this, saying this line, would place your hands in your chest and 7 breaths we have to take. Just observe my face. When you inhale, your breath, your lips has to be closed. When you exhale, it has to be like this. Yeah. How do you all feel now? There's a sense of a peace. The emotions, whatever emotions we have, there's definitely come down at least a few degrees now. The emotional outbursts which most of the women are undergoing, definitely controllable. When we have this technique, it's called as emotional empowerment technique. And again, whenever we feel slight discomfort or no, we have a struggle to talk and interact with people, very simple one, just have to rub your hands like this, rub your palms like this. It negates all the anxiety that we have, or all the fear that we have, or the discomfort we have. Emotional intelligence is nothing but consists of social cognition, self-awareness, social awareness, decision making, and of course, the interaction, the communication with people. As women, we are good in building stronger relationships. All these emotional tools help us in paving a greater road for us to achieve our projects. As we keep talking like this, to have effective communication, where the emotional intelligence plays a bigger role, we have 3 things in it. We have 3 things. There is one is distortions. Whenever we wish somebody or whenever we greet somebody, if they don't immediately look into us or respond to us, we have this thought, what's wrong with me? Why did they not respond to me? Did they do something wrong? The guilt will definitely be there. Instead of that, okay, if we think, probably they are preoccupied with their thoughts, probably they're on the call, probably they're thinking of something else. If we do this, then we have a greater communication. The second one is the deletion. As you're focused in this talk, as we all are looking here and observing here, there's so many sounds in our environment that we deleted. For an example, there might be vehicles going in your road, or maybe the other sounds in your room that you're not aware of. This deletion often we do when we interact with people. Be aware of these things. Distortion, next the deletion. The last one is generalization. What is this? Generally, we comment like this, no? Okay, this person, she always talkative, or women always spend, they always nag a lot, or the men, they always are spendthrift. All these things are generalization. Let's negate all these 3 things. When we negate these things, then we have greater emotional intelligence, a greater emotional connect that we have with people. So much of people here with a lot of, the experience sharing here. In my profession too, almost 14 years in this field, I had greater emotional connect with people where they open up things very well. They're able to talk about the issues, or even many difference of opinions is been smoothly handled with the emotional intelligence that we have here. And all of us of here, I'm sure we will definitely work towards this in having emotional connect with the leaders, with having a lot of the projects that we've done, that is emotionally connect with the people that we do projects. I'm sure with all these things, we definitely have a greater life ahead. So I'm sure this presentation meets your questions of how emotional intelligence influences our decision making, the way we are doing our projects, the way we connect with people. Because when a woman has an emotional intelligence, definitely we build greater bonds and greater, because any team if you take sports field, it's the winning is not only the activity or the way the game is played, but it's also based on the emotional connect, the inner strength that they have. That becomes the greater the strength, a core strength for every team to win. So thank you for this opportunity. Thank you. Thank you, Kalyan.
Thank you, Abhishankari anchoring the one which you have just informed us is really going to help us. Whenever we are hanger, we are going to release from the hanger immediately. Thank you so much for the wonderful session. Now I invite the third speaker, who is going to speak about how to make the healthy world by making the healthy youth. Dr. MJFP Anantakumari from District 324C, a trainer who always believed that based on the activities the training going to reach. I welcome you, Anantakumari ma'am. You can handle your topic, healthy youth for healthy world.
Thank you so much. And welcome, ISAME. Recently, my neighbor had a problem with his child. He was asked to take the child for a thorough medical examination, and it was offered by counseling. The reason was that the child had poor sleep pattern, was malnourished, and he spent a long time of sedentary lifestyle. And this affected his emotional or educational intelligence. The main reason is that the child had a very poor health report. My dear friends, the role and responsibility of the mother, teacher, and NGOs like us is to challenge this scenario. Our country is a home of largest younger population. It is estimated that almost nearly 41% of our population constituted by the youth. A healthy man is always a successful person. Is the English popular saying. And it has been believed that the power of the nation depends upon the youth generation. And we have also understood that if we are able to invest in nutrition, in education, in health, it is going to be associated with the nation's development. There is a direct proportion to the investment of all these things, because more hands, better service, and now that's how the nation is going to stride ahead. And what is meant by healthy life? Health is not avoidance of disease or of an illness. It is about physical, mental, and emotional lifestyle. In mental, we have to think about the behavioral and emotional lifestyle. And what is meant by a healthy lifestyle? A healthy lifestyle is one where we have an individual has good nourishment, adequate sleep, and he must be indulging himself in active, rigorous physical activity. If this is there, definitely the person is set to have a healthy life mode style. And now we have understood that if we are having all these things, we are not only living in a safe environment, and we are not only living in a mental equilibrium where our mind is calm and relaxed, but it also helps for the future, for the posterity. And we understand that environment also plays a very important role for our mental capacity. The food, the water, the air, and the land are all interlinked, and they are all playing an important role in one's development. And we have understood that a good, healthy lifestyle for the youngsters to be inculcated is to teach them to avoid junk food, to make them to have healthy food, make them to manage stress, give them an adequate sleep pattern, and also make them to be very active and energetic. Our body needs lots of supplements in terms of proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, and water. With this help only, the body can function in a proper manner. So a nutritious diet is a must for any person to have a healthy life. What are the benefits of a nutritious diet? There are more, but I want to highlight only a few. The first and foremost is that when you eat a nutritious diet, it helps us to develop an immune system which helps you to prevent falling sick often. The second one is that it reduces the heart diseases. And in third one, in certain cases, a few cancerous diseases also are kept at bay. The fourth one is that it helps you to maintain a healthy weight. The fifth one is that you become very energetic. And the last important factor is that it is able to bring a hormonal balance. And because of that, the tissue and the muscles are able to repair quickly. What are the benefits of exercise and sleep? The first, let us concentrate the benefit of exercise. Exercise makes us to meet any challenges or face any mental pressure with ease. And in addition, it makes us to be very flexible. It strengthens our bone and our muscle, and it breaks boredom. Sometimes we are able to acquaint with new friends, and even in times we are able to learn a new skill. Because of this, there is an overall change in the development of a person. The main thing is that your self-confidence level is risen, the positive self-identity is being identified, and because of that, you become successful and a happy person. The happiness index of an individual depends upon food, health, education. And in countries like Sweden, Finland, and Norway, the happiness indices are always high. Now let us concentrate what is the benefit of sleep. Sleep is very, very essential because it helps you in memory, retention, and in cognitive learning. It helps us to learn the nuances of any new learning. It also helps you to be very good at lateral and critical thinking. It also spurs creativity. But once when you're deprived of sleep, what happens? You become very stressful. You are in a mood swings. You are always, your psychologically, your level is not, your mind is not calm. So what happens? You're in an agitated mood. You are filled with depression. There is boredom. And sometimes it leads to bipolar disorder. And once there was a proverb that is, early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. But nowadays, the current scenario, the younger generation work when we sleep and they sleep when we work. The main reason is that because of that, a lot of health issues occurs. The main thing, the first one is you become very obese. There is a chance for you to become diabetes 2 patient. Sometimes you have some cancerous diseases and the metabolism, the immune system is being disturbed. Because of that, muscle and joint problems also rise. And now the main duty of a parent or a teacher or an NGO of like us is to see that the youngsters' time spent before the screen time must be lessened. Man is always said to be a social animal, but because of the advent of technology and development, man, instead of being a socialized animal, what does he become? Is become a recluse, is become an introvert, and is more indulged to become a social island. This scenario must be challenged. For this, we have to take a great vow or a pledge to see that we change the youth and we inculcate the youth with good habits like making them to be energetic, to be robust, and we have to inculcate, make them to eat healthy food habits, make them to manage stress, because manage stress only will lower the levels of suicidal tendency, and sometimes accidents also takes place because of the stress and the tension that youngsters are able to feel. The main reason is that they don't have deviation at all. Hobby is not at all being there for the youngsters. They spend more time before the screen time. So as a parent or as a teacher, we have to instruct or we have to cultivate an liking for a hobby. And we have to say that hobby is always having a rewarding experience. It makes the mind to be relaxed, and the healthy life or mental life mental state is that whatever we do must be in a relaxed mind. We have to enjoy what we do, and we have to be welcomed by others people company. The same manner also, our company must be welcome. That is the essence of mental wellness. If it is not there, we will always have a strained relationship. We will always be some behavioral science we'll be having. So wherever we are, we will not be able to be having a peace of mind. And my dear friends, I told you already, the WHO has identified 5 areas where the future generation are going to be affected. And we as the NGOs, it has been identified that in terms of pediatric cancer, in terms of vision, in terms of diabetics, in terms of relieving hunger, if we are all doing together, and if we are able to regenerate our Mother Earth, and we are able to restore our Mother Earth, definitely we, in a span of 50 years or 5 decades, we can make a marginal difference. We have to take we must understand this is the clarion call, and we have to respond to it. It is each and everybody's duty to see that we elevate, we do something to the needy, we do something to the youth, because youth are deprived of sleep pattern. We have to make them to understand body is a biological clock, and we have to rest in an adequate manner. Then only in the long run, the body will be free from sickness. The healthy index also says that health, if we are robust, if we are energetic, what happens? You are far away from diseases. That thing, and you're also avoiding death rate. This will happen only if we are away from the sedentary lifestyle. And the international theme for last year for the youth was that transforming the food system. So we have to see that the children, the youth are avoiding junk food. They are not more on carbs, more on sugar things, but restoring back to millets and all homemade things where protein, vitamins, and carbohydrates are in equal supplement. If we are able to make them, what happens? The youth will be having the youth innovation will be there for human and for planetary health. And for the planetary itself, the whole planet will become a healthy world is what the future is expecting. Because once Swami Vivekananda said, if I'm given 100 people, 100 youth, will be able to change the destiny of the nation. So said our first Prime Minister of India, because children are the the architects of modern India. And also the same thought has been reverberated by the first the President of India, the missile man, who said that India was once a cradle of civilization, and we will become a superpower if we are able to assimilate, if we are able to integrate all the youth. And for this, health is the stepping stone, because health is wealth. And if more is invested in health and hygiene, definitely our country will definitely be a super duper nation. Thanks to the pandemic has made everyone to realize the importance of self-hygiene. Because of that, the young and old, everyone have understood what is meant by hygiene, and they have given some places, they were given high price as sacrificing either a dear one of their family. So because of that, we have to take an important role, and we as an NGO must take, we have to be the crusader for the youth, and we have to make them to understand cultivating a hobby and making them to indulge in the hobby is going to be really a rewarding experience. Sometimes through the hobby also, we will be able to develop, we'll be able to contribute to the nation, or we'll be able to raise funds to the and thus we will be able to do more to the deprived. I thank you so much for the wonderful opportunity given and for patient listening for my food of thought. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Ananthakumari ji. It was a wonderful explanation about how we need to keep the healthy lifestyle so that the youth can rule the nation in future. Thank you so much. Now let me introduce our fourth speaker, who is very specialist in the stress management, and she is an educationalist, also a lines-based trainer from the district 3233G2 MJF, Dr. Alpana Vermaji. She is going to discuss with us in the topic interpersonal skills. I welcome you, ma'am. Alpana Verma.
Thank you, Kalyani. Dear friends,
Yeah.
we all know that man is a social animal. We all want to connect with each other to live a happy life. A research on mental and emotional wellness of Harvard University says that those people are more happy who have strong connections with their spouse, with their family, with their friends. So if we want to become happier, we want to live a happy life, we must know how to make our relationship better. WHO research report says that during pandemic, 3.8% population was affected by depression due to loneliness. So for well-being of oneself, we must know how to develop interpersonal relationship skills. Hi friends, this is Dr. Alpana Verma. I feel privileged that I get opportunity to share something on this ISAME platform. And my topic is interpersonal skill. As we all know, what is interpersonal skill? Interpersonal skill is how we interact with others when to make our relationship better. We can call it social skill, we can call it communication skill, people skill, right? This skill is important everywhere. Either we want to connect with family, with friends, or we want to develop better relationship with in the workplace. So for this, we should discuss the most important element of the interpersonal skill, that is called art of listening. What is art of listening? When you are listening somebody completely, attentively, and you are listening, then you are listening not only the words, but also the feeling, what is being to conveyed. The whole of it, not the part of it. Let me share my personal experience about it. Few days ago, I had a musical program in my city where I had to conduct and perform. I could return very late from there. My husband was waiting at home and he got annoyed with me. You know that every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. As what say? Newton's law of third motion says. I was also about to react, but that can be converted into argument. You understand? I stopped. I tried to listen completely and feel that in his anger, there was love, there was care, there was worry for me. So instead of reacting, I respond. I said, sorry, due to late startup program, it could completed late. That's why, and I could come late. And the other thing is that there was poor connection, poor internet connection. So I could not inform you. That's over. And by using art of listening, I just made my bond more strong. Friends, now I will introduce the 5 common behavior of human being, which can be used in any situation and responsible for our good or bad connections. I want to start it with example, a daily life example with my own example. These days, I'm in love with Omicron and enjoying my home isolation. So yesterday I called one of my best friend. She didn't respond. I waited for 1 hour. There was no call back. I again called. The same thing happened again. Now, what would be my choices? what should I react? My first choice, my first response, see how rude she is. I'm COVID positive. I'm calling her and she doesn't even bother to respond me. If she doesn't have any care for me, why should I get lost? I'm passing the judgment. My second response, oh, maybe she is annoyed with me. I have done some mistakes. It is very bad. How could I do to make our relationship better? Here I become vulnerable. I am going for the self-doubt. My third response, third choice, hold. As Vishankari says, hold, have a deep breath. Don't jump to the conclusion. I don't know what is going at his side, her side. Chilled, have a cup of tea. I become neutral here. And then my fourth choice, my fourth response, I should know why I called her. I called her because she's good friend of mine. She always stood for me whenever I needed her. So I have to go for the better connection with her as always. And how to maintain it? Let me think. Now I'm going to observe my behavior. Now my fifth choice, fifth response, I should try to understand what is her perspective. I don't know. What is her vision? What her problem? Maybe her phone is in the purse. Maybe her phone is in silent mode. Maybe she's in that situation. She's not able to connect me. Anything happens. So what? I stepped in her shoes. I become a bit empathetic. I kept my ego aside. And what I did, I messaged her. I messaged her that, how are you? I want to know about you. I tried to call, but I'm not able to connect you. Believe me, friends, in 5 minutes, I got her response. I got her call. She said she was not well. She visited to doctor and she forgot her phone at home. Just returned, saw my message, my call, and she is very much happy that I called her. I remember her. So by this, I was just going to make my relationship strong. If I went for the first observation, first respond, what would happen? You can understand. So look at these responses in a broader way. My first response, I can call it attack. When we attack others, what we do? We misbehave the most. We love to blame others. We complain. We gossip. We pass judgment and we ruin the relationship. Isn't it? Because Mother Teresa says, how much we judge people, less time we have to we have to love them. Now, next, my second response. In first response, we try to correct others. Think what you are going to get for this. And then my second response, it is called self-doubt. Here, we mercilessly judge ourselves. No one loves me. We become vulnerable. I'm not that much intelligent. I'm losing my confidence here. And I can say that I have many fears. Fear of rejection, fear of failing, and some others also. Here we can give up. We cannot change ourselves. What can we do? Here we are losing our self-confidence. So this is not good for the healthy relationship. Now, the third response, I can call it wait. Wait. Here I become mindful. Here we stop. We observe. We take a deep breath. We become more conscious. And we can think that I have my ways, you have your ways. We are not going to judge anyway. So here we have choices to go where to go. Either we can go for the better relationship or the worst relationship. Now my fourth response is, I call it detect. Here I am detecting myself. I detect myself. I observe my behavior by the magnifying glass, like Sherlock Holmes. By using the choices, we can become more self-aware. We look after ourselves when we use such type of response. We grow. We become assertive, not aggressive. And you know, Aristotle said that knowing yourself is the beginning of wisdom. Knowing yourself is the beginning of wisdom. Now my first response is, that is connect. Here we have big heart. We have incredible vision. And we become more empathetic. Compassion is there. We put our ego aside. We hold people. We stepping into somebody else's shoes and understanding. And you know that if we do this, it is a great act of generosity. We are trying to know others' perspective. We embrace the diversity. We become more tolerant. And we can come to know what is important for others also. So by this attitude, we can stay connected with others anyhow in any situation. So friends, we have these 5 views which I have elaborated. And before start communication with others, please communicate with yourself and try to know what sort of behavior you are going to do with others and what would be its impact on your relationship. You can make it, you can break it. Think over it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Alpana ji. It is well explained about the 5 responses, different responses, what we can give to the people when some situation comes and the best one to adapt. Thank you so much for the wonderful session. The next topic going to be success is beyond. Will be explained by the well-known trainer, obstetrician and gynecologist by profession from the district 316A, Dr. Padmavati Naidu. Ma'am, the floor is yours. Dr. Padmavati Naidu.
Please unmute yourself, Padmavati.
Good evening, everyone. Being the last speaker, hope you are all not inundated with the exclusive and expertise talks which my previous speakers have spoken. Success, as we all know, is achieving what we aim or what we want. All of us want success in some aspect or other of our life. Is it not? Do you all agree with me? Is there anyone who disagree that we don't want success at some part of life? I hope there are none who say that we don't want success. Wanting to become success is different from becoming success. Wanting is what all of us do. As a present day trendist, we want everything fast. We just wish we want to become success, and in a jiffy, we want us to be successful. But that is not that easy. Becoming success happens only when we stop doing what we have been doing time together, on and on, for a long time. Then success eludes us. To become successful, we need to move a little bit away. That is called the comfort zone. We all are used to living, or leading, or doing things in a certain way and keep doing it and expect success. But success is beyond a comfort zone. We need to nudge ourselves a little bit beyond our comfort zone. As long as we live in a bubble of our comfort zone, or cocoon ourselves in that comfort zone, success eludes us. Once you try to move yourself, you take the effort to move yourself away from the comfort zone, there lies our success. We all have seen elephants either in the zoo or in the circus. It's such a humongous animal, and it is always tied at one leg with a chain. Do we really believe that simple chain can keep the elephant tied to the tree or a branch or iron pole? We don't believe, but the elephant believes. Why it's so? This is because when the baby elephant is brought from the jungle, it is tied with this iron rope. Being small, away from its favorite or environment, used environment, it gets scared, tries to pull itself away from that chain, but it cannot, because it's small and the chain is big. After certain trials and getting scared by the mahout, it gets used to, tied to the chain, and also to the comfort life, the mahout giving us the food, bathing it. When it tries now and then to move away, pokes by the mahout makes it get adjusted to this comfort life. It gets adjusted to the comfort life and never tries to get out of that comfort zone. This is what majority of us do. We just live in our comfort zone and blame the society, surroundings, lack, opportunities, and whatnot for not becoming successful or others being successful. So we are more worried, not we being successful, but others being successful. That's also an important aspect which you have to keep in mind. So to sum it up, moving away from your comfort zone is a very essential point to reach success, have success. So does this mean just moving away from the comfort zone gives us success? No. It has to be coupled or combined with certain principles or characters. Let us look into it. First and foremost is we should have a big dream. You need to dream big. Sometimes the dream has to appear very unnatural even to us. It has to be to that extent. On top of that, you need to have a belief in yourself that you can become successful. Coupled with this, you should be prepared to do the hard work with a discipline and perseverance. The road to the success is never a bed of roses. There'll be thorns also. You should be prepared to encounter obstacles and be ready with the strategies to overcome that. Not only obstacles, you should also ready to experience pain and hardships. You need to experience, or you will experience pain and hardships, and you should rise above this pain and hardship. You need to have a formula for your success, as you are the best person to know what are your strengths and weakness. You should be comfortable to become uncomfortable to reach success. You should be able to enjoy being uncomfortable to taste success. Success is a well-curated collection of failures sometimes. It's not always you aim, you dream, and then success comes straight away to us. Sometimes you need to encounter quite a few failures, then only you will taste the sweetness of success. These principles of reaching success beyond our comfort zone, with these principles apply not only our general life, but also our lionistic life. Let me give my personal example. I was nominated as a region chairperson by then governor. My number was 9. We were asked to conduct PST schoolings as number wise. I was the last person as my number was 9. When I completed my PST schooling on that day, attendance was 85% plus, and I topped my district. And mind you, I'm the lone woman art region chairperson. Rest 8 were men. That was the time the district looked at me with a bang, tasting the success, gave me a lot of energy. I was almost decided as their leader, unofficially leader of our 9 region chairpersons. I excelled in my tenure, got a best region chairperson, lady of the region. And then next year, I got International President's Leadership Medal. How did I get this success? I too had the same time as my other colleagues had. This is because I had contacted the club executives twice or thrice. How? By going out of my comfort zone. I was a very busy practitioner at that time. Still, I have foregone my comfort zone of afternoon watching my TV or social media or reading books. I have asked my family members for 1 or 2 weeks, you please excuse me. I will not be able to spend as much time as with you. Same thing I told my friends. So what are little comforts I used to have in between my busy schedules? I used all that to communicate, to make myself familiar to my club executives of my region. That made me to have a very successful PhD schooling. So much so that a club which had their club installation on the same day at evening 4 o'clock stayed in the meeting till 2 p.m. and they had to travel back 2 more hours. In the same way, why I have given this example is all of us are members of Lions Clubs International, the #1 NGO. Let us all come out of a comfort zone by spending our time, treasure, our talent to serve the communities, to help people, which is the main motto of our Lions Clubs International. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Padmavati, for the wonderful speech. Obviously, the success is aimed for all of us, and how to go little beyond the comfortable zone to make certain uncomfortability to become the successful person in any career is a wonderful explanation. Thank you so much. Now I request Abhishankari to host the Mentimeter. 1 minute of time will be given to collect your responses. I request all the participants to give the responses at the earliest place. Abhishankari, kindly host the Mentimeter.
Good evening, friends. I hope you are seeing the screen now.
Yes.
Yeah. Please open your browser and look for Menti, M-E-N-T-I. Please open your browser and look for Menti. Once you open the Menti, join a presentation. Go for join a presentation.
Any link, Kabi?
Yeah. Once you open the Menti, there's a code, which is, I'll put it in the chat box also. You can see the, you can see the code, in the screen, you can see the code. See, Menti, and then use the code 5182933. I'll also put it in the chat box. I'm sure you all can see the code here, right? In the screen. How about today's presentations on top of that? 5182933. Once you type in this code, and I'm sure you all can give your feedback on how was today's presentations. Please do that. Yeah.
Repeat the code, please.
We are not able to see that in the chat box.
Okay. 5182933.
It is on the top of the
top of the screen, before the question.
Above, how are today's presentations? It's above that.
Yes.
5182933.
Yes. 5182933. Just a feedback of our today's presentations. Yeah, I'm getting feedbacks.
Excellent, too good, wonderful.
Yes. Thank you all so much. I expect others also.
Useful.
Yeah.
Enriching and motivating.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah. Please, a quick type in. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Abhishankari, and thank you so much for the feedbacks, participants. I take the privilege now to conclude the session. It's a well-formatted topics. If you notice the topic itself, the flow is well planned. We started with the work-life integration where Jyoti Toshniwal very well explained the harmony of work-life. And then we moved on to the emotional intelligence, how this emotional intelligence can help us to balance the work-life integrations. To have the good health, emotional intelligence, we need to be very healthy, and we need to have the good youth with the healthy organizations, and healthy youth will be forming the healthy world. And it is not enough to have only the healthy youth and health of us, but still we need to maintain the interpersonal skills among ourselves to be very successful, and the success comes beyond you. That is how the flow is defined, and all the presenters today given the best out of their contents and the presentations, and I hope you all enjoyed this sessions very well, and your motivations and your feedbacks going to help us to give further more perfection in our presentations, and the kind of formations of our meetings and the presentations will be there accordingly based on your feedbacks, whatever we are receiving. Thank you so much. I thank Narendra Bhandari ji for the wonderful opportunity given to us and mentoring us from the beginning, how we need to proceed and how we need to give and all the informations accordingly. Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful opportunity. And I just thank our chief guest, PID Sangeeta Jatia. In spite of her busy schedule, she taken her time and participated here. Also, she requested, because she is not available fully, she asked us to share the meeting link so that she can just see how the performance is and what are all the contents, and she want to give the feedback accordingly. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the interest and your time. And I thank the coordinator Jyoti Sanjay Mehta and our team members for the wonderful coordination and participations, and the wonderful presentations given by the 5 presenters, the faculties. It is their time they spend to prepare and give us. So my heartfelt thanks to them. And it is not that without you, we will be able to give all these presentations. Your feedback after each sessions, the comments, it is motivating us to give more and more, and it is a energy drink for us. Thank you so much for all your participations, and our special thanks to Nagraj sir and Anand for their support continuously in our journey. Thank you so much, and I will be expecting the participation of all the people from across ISAME area for our 3rd session episode, which is a panel discussion on 7th Thursday. So expecting all to come and motivate us furthermore. Thank you so much for the wonderful session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chanti ma'am?
Okay, we shall close.
Yes.